As the host announced the beginning of the final lot, a silver Tesla Roadster pulled up outside the venue. Out stepped Elon Musk, dressed in a sharp black tuxedo, his expression calm but focused. Minutes later, the flashbulbs went crazy again. Tom Cruise arrived in classic style, black sunglasses, tailored suit, and that signature smirk. Whispers rippled through the crowd. What are they doing here? It became clear in moments, both men had come for the same watch. As the velvet curtains parted and the auctioneer stepped up to the podium, a hush fell over the Grand Monaco Hall. The spotlight shifted to the centerpiece, the world's rarest luxury watch. Encased in glass, its diamond-studded face shimmered under the lights, reflecting decades of history, mystery, and prestige. The auctioneer's voice rang out, clear and commanding. Opening bid for the Einstein chronograph begins at $15 million. A paddle lifted from the crowd. $15 million, a calm voice called. Almost instantly, another bidder raised the stakes. $20 million, he shouted. Murmurs rippled across the audience. Then, slowly and confidently, Elon Musk raised his card. All eyes turned to him. $50 million, he said, his voice unshaken, his expression unreadable. The room gasped. He leaned back in his seat, then turned to the cluster of reporters behind him and said with a half-smile, "That watch belongs in my private collection, or better yet, on Mars." The crowd chuckled nervously, unsure if he was serious. But before the auctioneer could respond, Tom Cruise stood up, smooth, charismatic, every bit the action star. $75 million, he declared boldly. Gasps erupted again. He adjusted his cuff and looked straight at Elon. It's perfect for the final scene in Mission Impossible 8. Real history, real time, real risk. Silence blanketed the hall. It was no longer about money. It was pride. Legacy. Vision. Elon raised an eyebrow, impressed by the challenge. But he wasn't done. He raised his card again, this time without saying a word. Then calmly, $100 million. Now the hall was frozen. No laughter. No whispers. Just two titans, bidding not just for a watch, but for history. A pause. Everyone stared at Tom. Then he smiled and stood up, walking slowly toward Elon. "You know," he said, "you may build rockets, but I do my own stunts. This watch, it belongs to someone who can wear it in the sky, not just launch satellites." Elon stood too. Face to face. "Tom, I admire your films. But some of us are changing the future, not just acting in it." The tension was electric. Before either could raise the bid again, the doors of the auction house swung open. Just as the tension in the room reached its peak, the grand oak doors of the auction hall slowly swung open. In walked a mysterious woman, tall, elegant, and radiating silent power. She wore a stunning red gown, the fabric catching the golden light and flowing like liquid fire with every graceful step. Her heels clicked softly against the marble floor, but the entire room had already fallen into silence. A wave of whispers spread like a shock wave. Is that Sophia Moreau? The French billionaire? She dated Tom and Elon, didn't she? Heads turned. Cameras froze mid-click. Even the auctioneer momentarily lost his composure. Sophia didn't glance at anyone. With effortless poise, she walked straight to the auctioneer, leaned in, and whispered something only he could hear. He blinked. His hands trembled slightly. Then, lifting the gavel with dramatic pause, he declared, "Sold to Miss Sophia Moreau for $150 million. A collective gasp filled the air. Elon arched a brow, amused. Tom looked completely blindsided. Sophia turned toward them, offered a serene smile, and said gently, "Some things are worth more than ego." With the world watching, she turned and walked out, in that unforgettable red gown, leaving behind two legends, and a room stunned into silence. Elon chuckled. "She's always been 5 moves ahead." Tom nodded. "Can't argue with that." The two men shared a laugh and shook hands. The fight was over, not lost, not won, but remembered. That night, the story of the luxury watch war made headlines around the world. And somewhere in Monaco, a mysterious woman sipped champagne, her watch ticking quietly, holding a secret no one had yet unlocked.